All right, today we are diving deep into a feeling we all know, maybe a little too well: stress. We're going to break down the science of what it is, see how it's really affecting us, and most importantly, how we can actually get back in the driver's seat and take back control.
You know that feeling, right? You're just running on fumes. Maybe you feel a little shaky and there's this constant low-level buzz of anxiety in the background. That is basically your body's check engine light flashing at you. So what's actually going on under the hood? Okay, so let's get right into it. Because if we're going to manage stress, we first have to understand what it actually is. The best way to think about it, it's your body's ancient hardwired alarm system. You know, the one designed for pure survival? So, whenever your brain senses a threat, and it doesn't care if it's a tiger or just a really tight deadline, it smashes the panic button. And this sets off this whole hormonal cascade, releasing stuff like cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart starts pounding, your senses get sharper. Basically, you are ready for action. And that's a totally natural and honestly, often a very helpful response.
But here's where it gets really interesting, because not all stress is created equal, not even close. All the scientific research makes this super crucial distinction. It's really the difference between a little spark that gets you moving and a raging fire that just completely burns you out. So, on one side, you have acute stress. This is the sprinter. It's that short-term blast of pressure that, let's be honest, helps you nail a presentation or cram for an exam. It actually improves your alertness and performance. But then we have chronic stress. This is the marathon runner who just never ever stops running. It's that prolonged, relentless pressure from problems that just don't go away. And that is where the trouble really starts. And the villain in this whole story, it even has a scientific name: allostatic load. It's just a fancy term for the wear and tear that builds up on your body when that internal alarm system is always on. I mean, imagine revving a car engine into the red all day, every day. Eventually, things are going to start to break. That's allostatic load. So what's the actual damage report here when all this wear and tear starts to add up? Well, the cost of leaving that engine in overdrive it's incredibly high. It affects literally everything, from our bodies to our minds. And if you look at the research, it's pretty clear where this chronic state comes from. The biggest triggers are these relentless pressures we face every single day. As you can see here, workplace pressure is a huge one, often the leader, but it's followed really closely by things like financial worries and health concerns. It's so serious that the World Health Organization even calls it out as a major reason for global burnout. Physically, man, the bill really starts to add up. Chronic stress keeps your blood pressure high, which just hammers your heart. It weakens your immune system, so you find yourself getting sick all the time. And over the long run, it directly bumps up your risk for serious heart disease, all while messing up the one thing you desperately need to recover: your sleep. And the mental toll is just as severe. I mean, being in that constant state of high alert, it's fuel for anxiety, and it can absolutely lead to depression. It causes this deep emotional exhaustion, that feeling where you just can't even focus on simple things anymore. And scarily, over the long term, all that pressure can even start to wear down our cognitive abilities. Okay, so that was the heavy stuff, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. We are not powerless here, not at all. Science has given us a really clear roadmap for taking back the wheel. So let's shift gears and start building our stress management toolkit. Our action plan can be broken down into 3 really powerful steps. First, we're going to look at how to manage what's going on in our heads, our internal monologue. Second, we'll cover how to calm down our nervous system, what's happening in our bodies. And third, we'll see how to build up our long-term resilience through our lifestyle choices. First up, reframe your thoughts. This is all about becoming the editor of that voice in your head. It means learning to catch a negative thought, like, I am totally going to fail this presentation, and then actively challenging it, like, is that really 100% true? What's a more realistic way to look at this? This one conscious shift can stop that stress spiral before it even gets started. You can't always change the situation, but you can always change how you think about it. Number 2, relax your body. This is how you directly fight back against that physical fight or flight feeling. Super simple practices like taking a few deep, slow breaths or a bit of mindfulness, they send a powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, the threat is over, we're safe. It's basically like you're manually switching off the alarm. And finally, number 3 is to reinforce your lifestyle. Think of this as building up your foundation so you can handle more pressure. Regular exercise is an absolute powerhouse here because it burns off those excess stress hormones like cortisol and boosts your mood.
And when you prioritize good sleep and balanced nutrition, you're just fortifying your body and your brain, which dramatically increases your natural resilience.
And this quote from the research really just says it all. This isn't just about feeling a little less frazzled. Actively managing stress builds real resilience, which leads directly to a higher quality of life and better health. It's a proactive investment in yourself.
So here's the crucial point to all of this. Stress itself isn't the enemy. It really isn't. It's an unavoidable part of living a meaningful life. The real question is, are we going to let it control us, or are we going to take control of it? Ultimately, the biggest takeaway from all the science is really a message of empowerment. Yeah, we can't just eliminate stress from our lives. That's not going to happen. But we have this profound ability to manage its impact. We've got the tools. We have the knowledge. So the next time you feel that internal check engine lights start to flicker, just remember this. It's just a signal. It is not a life sentence. It's just your body asking for a response. The only question left is, how are you going to answer?